What up? We are back in this motherfucker. It's been a minute. I promised you more episodes, shorter episodes, all of that bullshit. Just to keep teasing you on the line. My minuscule followers. But I'm back and the podcast is not dead. I am kind of zombie-ish, and maybe that's why it took me so long, or maybe that's why I'm here, because like I don't know if you can see in my background, like I'm like kind of faded, like that motherfucker right there. For those listening on Spotify, we got a zombie apocalypse background, or I'm sorry, not just Spotify, any podcast forum, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the good shit. I don't just want to, just because I use Spotify. So whatever you use, awesome. But for whoever is not watching this on YouTube, you see, by the way, obviously I lied. Last episode, I said I wasn't going to do YouTube anymore. Fucking lied about that. Released the episode on YouTube. And I'm going to keep doing it just because some people watch it on YouTube. Whatever. So I'm fighting my zombieism because I did get the jab. And in case you didn't know, I know this is a little bit of old news by now, and you didn't protect yourself. Maybe, possibly. I hope you protect yourself. I hope you got your. For those not watching, I have an aluminum foil helmet basically going on right now. So I hope that the folks that didn't, I hope the folks protected them. I hope you protected yourself so that the folks that got the jab, the folks who have been vaccinated. Last Wednesday, in case you didn't know, the federal government was releasing a alert to everybody's cell phones. So everybody's cell phones went nuts at a certain time, and that was supposed to trigger I don't know, some shit inside you. The 5G towers were just gonna go like bow, just hit you like fucking Hiroshima. And you were supposed to start turning into a motherfucking zombie. So they told you to wear these sweet aluminum foil helmets and all that, and turn your devices off and all of that stuff. And I was kind of playing with fire, so I left my device on, but I wore my aluminum foil helmet, so kind of like half zombie, half like regular person. Like I have my zombie phases. Some would say they're just instincts, or I don't know, fucking just manly douchebag phases, or whatever. I don't know. But I'm blaming it on the fucking zombies. So when I call you an asshole, it wasn't me. It's the zombie in me. When I don't know, fucking Jesus Christ. I do a lot of zombie things. Like I just can't think, because I generally I'm a nice guy. You might think like, hey, Real's a fucking asshole, but generally I'm a nice guy, and I respect other people. But I have my zombie moments, just like everyone else. So if I cut you off in traffic, that was the zombie. It wasn't me. If I give you an attitude because you fucked up my order or something like that, which I try not to do, but it's hard controlling these motherfucking zombies. Sometimes the zombie comes out, and sometimes I lose my shit. The wifey's got to deal with the fucking zombieism, you know. Sometimes the zombie comes out and she'll start be like, "Oh, why are you saying this? Why are you doing that? Blah blah blah." It's not me. It's not my fucking fault. It's the zombie. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the zombie. So there's your built-in excuse, fellas, for, you know, if you're getting into it with wifey. You know, like, why'd you fucking have explosive diarrhea and not clean it up? I didn't know. I didn't do it. It was the fucking zombie. How the fuck? That's zombie shit. What are you talking about? Can't you see it? Can't you see that's fucking zombie shit? So, I don't know. I'm just trying to work through it. I will say this: the fucking the foil helmet is hot as a motherfucker. My dome is sweating like a fat chick out in 90 degrees at church wearing her best fucking dress and bloomers. Whew, and dancing. My head's sweating like that right now. So, I mean, that shit would be sweaty without the dancing. Can you imagine with the fucking sweating? Especially if she was like half zombie. What the fuck? Although zombies seem kind of dry, so maybe not. I just kind of threw it, just fucking monkey wrench into that whole argument. Whatever. I need better analogies. Anyways, yeah, I wanted to talk about this just briefly because I was reading an article, and this zombie bullshit was I guess going around by these fucking asshole conspiracy theorists or whatever. QAnon, of course, on some Telegram channel called the Patriot Voice, which is followed by more than 50,000 people. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say half of those dummies have half of a brain and they didn't believe it. There's still 25,000 people, at least, probably more, because even though you have only 50,000 followers, word starts spreading and articles start getting written, and it turns into millions and millions of listeners or viewers or whatever. And next thing you know, everybody is wrapping their fucking heads in aluminum foil and burying their phones in the backyard. And I don't know, what else would these assholes be doing? Jesus fucking Christ. So let's say 25,000 is probably a small sample. Let's say 25. Nah, it can't be that much. Let's say 2.5 million actually believe this shit in the world. 2.5 million. So there was 2.5 million people in this world on Wednesday. Well, actually, that was just a US thing. So I can't go to the world. So let's cut that. I didn't think this thing through. Thinking on the fly here. So they had 50,000 followers. The articles started writing about it. Let's be conservative. Let's say there was 500,000 Americans that believe this shit. You had 500,000 Americans on Wednesday scared that they were going to turn into fucking zombies and wearing this ridiculous fucking aluminum foil like I'm wearing on my head right now, just to illustrate how stupid this fucking ridiculous shit is. And they legit believed it was going to happen. We are fucking doomed, because when AI takes over, the dummies, well, I mean, good for us who have brains. The dummies are the first to go, because, like, what are you going to do to appease our AI masters? Like, if they need, like, they don't really need ditch diggers because they can automate it. They don't really need, like, somebody to serve you fries and burgers because they can automate it. Like, the dummies are fucked. So if I was a dummy and I didn't turn into a zombie this past Wednesday, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe there's some fucking zombies out there that we don't know about. Haven't seen one yet. Haven't heard of one yet. But I could be wrong. So for the rest of us, the rest of the dummies, what are you going to do? It's coming. AI is coming. AI is coming to take over this motherfucker like Terminator, like the Matrix. I mean, I don't think they're going to just use us for energy. They're going to use us to be their bitches, but it's coming. But you guys are focused on conspiracy bullshit that makes no fucking sense. And a lot of motherfuckers believe this dumb shit. But whatever. To each his own. You want to be a dummy? Be a dummy. You don't ever want to do any fucking research or I don't know, fucking I don't know, just checking the stupidity of certain things. Don't. Just take it for, just put your fucking your aluminum foil on and just prepare for the worst. And bury your phone and Jesus. And most of these fucking assholes who believe this shit didn't get the jab anyways, because they believe all the other bullshit. So it was almost like a call to arms, a warning for nobody, because people who actually did get vaccinated have a brain and understand how the shit works. But whatever, I don't want to turn this to an anti-vax bullshit fucking it's not about the vaccine, it's about the ridiculousness of somebody thinking that a 5G tower can be turned on to turn you into a fucking zombie. That's how ridiculous this is. And that's what basically we're discussing. So speaking of which, hold on, I gotta take this fucking thing off because I'm like, my fucking head is on fire right now. Jesus fucking Christ, that shit is hot. If they didn't turn into zombies, they fucking died of heat stroke. I'll tell you that much. That's right. That's right. I'm wearing it. Yep. My team sucks. The dynasty is over. It's dead. Patriots. For those that can't see it, Patriots hat back on. It's over. I admit it. Time to tank. Time to restart. Time to rid ourselves and start anew. That's where we're at. And that's where we're going. So, but I still ride with these motherfuckers right here. I'm still riding with Pat Patriot. If you can get me to change, I'll still fucking torture myself watching these shitty games like I did way back before the dynasty started, when we had a shitty ownership group and a shitty stadium, and you couldn't even watch the games sometimes because they blacked them out because they didn't sell out the fucking stadium. And we had one win the whole goddamn season, and it was horrible. So for all you Patriot haters, lick my tears, dance on my grave, whatever, because it's short term. We're coming back. Not this year, obviously not this year, but we're coming back because we got a good ownership group. And, you know, I think they're starting to realize that once you lose the greatest quarterback of all time, maybe Belichick isn't as good as we thought he was. It's a lot easier to coach and win with less when you have the greatest fucking quarterback of all time versus Mac fucking shitty ass Jones. But whatever. That we're not here to talk about that. I put the hat on. For those that are not watching, Pat Patriot representing, and I had to address it. But let's move on. So I was trying to segue into the zombie shit and all this influence that like all these idiots have. And it always brings me back to Joe Rogan. And in the last episode, we talked about how Jake Paul's playing you, playing me, playing us all, doing his thing, making money, making us think that like he's a legit boxer when our brains tell us he's not. And it's the same thing with Joe Rogan. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not a Joe Rogan hater. I don't really listen to his podcast. I see clips all the time. And from those clips, I've gathered that he is the supreme troll, just like Jake Paul. He plays both sides of the fence like he's on the fucking the Boston Pops, and he's just fucking just playing his violin. I don't even know if they have a violinist, but whatever. In this today for this episode, Joe Rogan's the violinist on the Boston Pops, and he's just playing that fucking violin and playing us all because he'll hit the left with some bullshit and some bullshit conspiracy, and then he'll hit back on the right, and he tries to play it like kind of in the middle. He kind of caters a little more to the right, but he kind of tries to play it in the middle to where he has both sides at one point or another saying, yeah, and fuck you. And then the other topic, it's like, yeah, and fuck you. And so he's fucking a genius. Like, for a fucking meathead comedian, he's a fucking genius. So I now have a new idol besides Jake Paul. I idolize fucking Joe Rogan. The guy's making gazillions of money on his podcast, while my podcast barely gets fucking like 100 listens. But whatever. I'm not selling out. I'm not selling out, man. I'm fucking half zombie anyway, so who cares? At least I got that, Joe. Like, I don't know if Joe ever got the jab. I doubt it from his stances on the vaccination. I don't know. I never paid attention. But my guess is he never got it. So he don't have to worry. Well, I did. Fucking vaccinations and boosters. So I'm like half zombie. So fuck you, Joe. I can speak from both sides. I can speak from the zombie world and I can speak from the real world. So you want to play both sides? I can play 3 sides, motherfucker. I can play the fucking the left, the right, and the zombie. So suck my dick, Joe Rogan. Even though you're my idol and I love you. Last thing I want to talk about real quick is this Drake album. So apparently Joe Budden, who I can't stand because while I'll admit I like some of his music back in the day, he's like just an asshole, and he seems to fuck over everybody who works with him. And I mean, you've seen it over and over again, and it's never his fault. It's always somebody else's fault. And I don't know. He just comes off as a fucking just douchebag. And the funny thing about like this whole Drake album thing is I agree with most of what he said. But when he talks about fucking 25-year-olds, like, you're gonna tell me Joe Budden's not fucking 25-year-olds? Like, please. This fucking guy will fuck any groupie that comes his way. Like, look at come on, look at the judgment he's had with women. But that's not here nor there. Let's just talk about the album, okay? Real quick. I listened to this motherfucker, and I don't know if it was a zombie in me, but it pained me to listen to it fully, thoroughly through. But I said, I'm going to talk about it on the podcast, so I need to give it at least another listen. So I listened to it a second time. Now, I will say this. I was harsher the first time that I listened to it than the second time I listened to it, which is why I always say listen to an album twice before you make a judgment on it. Maybe the zombies took over. I don't know. But I would say the first probably 6 or 7 tracks are okay. If he just made it an EP and just cut it there, he would have been straight. However, that shit went on for like another fucking, I don't know, 12 tracks or whatever it was. And the first 6 or 7 tracks weren't good enough to overcome the last like 2/3 of the album. It fucking sucked. Joe Budden is right. I looked at the credits. It looks like everybody says Drake got ghostwriters. I think this album Drake wrote. I think he wrote the whole fucking thing because it's like this fucking and I can't stand these fucking Drake writers that everything he does or everything he spits is like gold to them. Like, have an objective opinion. Stop fucking riding his dick. What, he doesn't pay you. Like, I mean, every music obviously is subjective, so I can't really shit on everybody. But there are a lot of motherfuckers who just because of the name will just give him a pass, and they'll say, "Oh, I like the beat." Like, listen, if we're being honest and real about this fucking album, it was catered, like Joe Budden said, to the young. It was a coping ass album where, like, it's almost like he was making excuses and like, it ain't my fault type of album. What was me? Like all these fucking young kids have going on these days. It was like he was in his feelings for a lot of the songs. Like, gee, I wonder why you're in your feelings. Maybe because you keep fucking with these thoughts that, like, you even like, I don't know if this was a legit thing or if it was staged, probably staged, but whatever. The interlude on one of the songs when 21 Savage comes on, and that was the best part of the song when 21 Savage comes on, but you gotta listen to a bunch of bullshit just to get to that part. And this chick is talking about fucking eating oxtail and oh, like she's so spoiled because she didn't get to what the fuck kind of interlude is that? Who the fuck gives a fuck about that bullshit? Like, then stop fucking dating these fucking simps. Stop dating these fucking these gold digging ass bitches that's all they care about. You like, maybe he was just trying to point that out, but the interludes, we don't want to hear that shit. The interludes that we want to hear is like W Balls and the Mad Rapper and I'll fucking sew your asshole clothes and keep feeding you and feeding you and feeding you. Like, those are the type of interludes we want to listen to. We don't want to listen to some fucking stupid ass airhead talk about how she has to eat oxtail, that the chef can't switch it up. What the fuck? Like, when did you lose your fucking, like, your grip on reality? He's out there talking about his old days, and he's done this in the past. And and they're really not that bad. They're really not that bad when you compare it to like Ghostface rapping about fucking roaches at the cereal box, fucking sleeping with John because he didn't want to sleep with him because he peed the bed, like real struggle type shit. And you got this asshole talking about the fucking the bullshit struggles he went through because he had to eat some fucking ramen soups. Like, everybody had ramen soups, motherfucker. It was like it was like insulting my intelligence, this fucking album. He was just in his feelings, just singing monotone bullshit, not even singing well. Just sing. And when he rapped, it sucked. I don't know why I'm so angered by this fucking album, but maybe because I forced myself to listen to it a second time. And it fucking sucked just as much as I thought it did. And I think what angers me more is the fucking simps out there who try to make excuses for it and try to say, like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. When I'm a motherfucker who listened to hip hop for 20, 30 years? 30 years of hip hop in this fucking brain? And I'm supposed to like listen to some little Gen Z asshole or whatever that thinks he knows more about hip hop than me? Listen, I stay current. I listen to new shit too. But this Drake album sucked. It's plain and simple. He was in his feelings. Maybe some bitch broke his heart. Or maybe Drake, you need to stop fucking with these thoughts, these chicks who are just after you for your money and the fame or their Instagram or whatever. And maybe you need to go start fucking dating a chick who has a career, who doesn't need you, who doesn't want the clout. Maybe you need to do that, you stupid asshole, instead of crying to us on these fucking songs. And you hate us for the dogs? For the fucking dogs? The little simp bitches that act like they don't have any fucking balls? Is that the dogs? Is it for the neutered dogs? That's what it should have said. It should have said for the neutered dogs. Because that's what this fucking album was. For the fucking dogs that have no balls. Jesus fucking Christ. I wanted to fucking... I literally looked at my phone and looked at how many more tracks I had to listen to because I knew it was all this sing-songy bullshit. And it wasn't even good sing-songy bullshit. If he changed his fucking flow and he sang in different cadences or whatever the fuck they call it, then maybe it would have been better. I mean, your album, the people listen to it so that they can hear J. Cole, 21 Savage, SZA, and nothing else. They didn't listen to it to hear you. Because you fucking sucked on it. So Joe Budden is 100% right. Either fucking put in the work or don't bother. Get your ghostwriters back on fucking line. Get you some new producers. That shit was ass. A-S-S ass. It was not for the dogs. It was for the cats. And maybe he was trolling us, and maybe he knew it was for the cats or the kitties, whatever the fuck you want to say. I would say for the kitties. So maybe his next album he can name For the Kitties, and it'll actually be like hard shit that we like that he's done in the past. Because I like Drake, and I listen to a lot of his shit that he's made. He's done a lot of his fucking last thing that nobody liked, the dance hall shit, the with the beats and stuff like that. A lot of people didn't like that shit. I liked it because I could move my ass and shake my ass while I'm fucking washing the dishes and stuff like that. I liked it. I supported that shit. So it's not like I'm a Drake hater. I love most of Drake's catalog. But god damn, this album sucked. There wasn't like one song that I wanted to listen to again, which is a lot to say for an album that has 20 something songs on it. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe it's that fucking zombie. Maybe the half zombie that I am right now is like, Drake, fuck Drake. Drake, I don't know. But the human in me says, do better. You can. We know. We've seen it. Maybe you're too focused on your fucking real estate buys and all the shit, the important shit you're doing for Canada and all of that shit. And I'm sorry, just when you listen to, god damn it, when I listen to the shit, like the struggles he tries to claim that he went through, it's like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? Like, at one point in my life, I lived in a fucking van, and this fucking asshole is over there telling me about like stupid little bullshit anecdotes. Like if he went through real struggles, fuck you. You fucking billionaire cocksucking. Just, I still love you though. I still like the old shit. I'll still bump that shit. You just get on my nerves with that bullshit. Or maybe it's a zombie, I don't know. But this album sucked ass, and all you simps and all you fucking Drake riders that pull your dicks out and start fucking pounding to every little Drake fucking verse, you guys need to check if you guys zombified, because you got to call it like you hear it. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. There are times where a beat can't save a song. Like, I can't be the only one who sees this and understands this. these fucking interludes. There was one song where I don't even know who it was singing, and it sounded like I could fucking sing the verse. I think it was like a one of them interludes. Like I could have did it just as good as him. So the good I took out of it, J. Cole knocked it out the park. His feature, 21. He's hit or miss, but that was the best part of that song for me. And SZA. What else? What else can you take from that? Nothing, because it sucked. So stop trying to make excuses for it and just tell him it sucked and move on. And the fucking big ass diatribe that he made about Joe Budden. I don't like Joe Budden. I can't stand him. I think he's a fucking asshole. But for him to criticize him for criticizing him, that's what he fucking does now. You can't say he failed at rap because he had a successful career. Rap careers don't last forever. He had some hits, and the guy had some fucking bars. The guy could spit some shit. You can't tell me the Slaughterhouse shit was all trash. The fucking guy can spit. So for you to just dismiss everything shows what a little salty bitch you are. And that's maybe why you're singing about all these fucking girls who did you wrong, because you're too stupid to just maybe go to church and find a girl. I don't know. How about you do some self-reflection instead of shitting on all over Joe Budden because he chose a different career path, because he didn't want to deal with what you're dealing with. Or he just wasn't as good as you. It's okay. It's okay for him to not be as good as you. That doesn't mean he quit. For you to call him a quitter is bullshit too. He found a different lane. He found a different lane that was going to be more successful for him. So to call him a quitter is fucking a bitch ass move. So I'm down on Drake. That's some bullshit right there. I don't like Joe Budden, and I'm fucking siding with him in this shit. That tells you how much Drake is wrong. The guy has a fucking podcast where he talks about hip hop. What the fuck do you expect him to do? Now, it was totally hypocritical when he was talking about you fucking 25-year-olds. Yes, agreed 100%. Joe Budden has the worst fucking track record when it comes to females. And who knows how many young chicks he's run through. So that was bullshit. So we can call him out on that. If anything, call him out on that. But don't do all the other extra shit and get all in your Drake. Did you talk to a bitch? Did you get the jab and the zombie? No, because that shit happened before. Well, no, I guess your response was after that. So maybe Drake's part zombie now. Maybe his fucking jab and the tone that they sent out on the 5G networks turned into a half-made bitch, because that's what he's acting like. So go ahead and defend it, you fucking simps. Whatever. Catch you next time. Random Richards Podcast. We're back. We're in full force. I'm coming back as soon as I can. Hopefully next week. See you then.